Tottenham won, Leeds won, and it's ridiculous how we didn't get over the line in this game today, man. We had a golden opportunity to put us firmly in the driving seat where we could be safe of relegation before we even play next game. And now we've left it all beyond doubt again. Look, it wasn't a great performance from Tottenham Hotspur today. There was a magic moment from Tell that looked like it was getting us out of an absolutely horrific game, and we couldn't even find. We didn't look like scoring for the majority of the game. Look, we had our chances for sure, but really, we didn't really look like scoring. And Tell got us out from a really sticky position, and then he puts us back in the shit. He puts us back in the shit with a brainless moment. And that's what always everyone's going to remember by this game is Tell's brainless moment to give away that penalty, because we had 3 points there in the palm of our hand.
I feel awful for him because that moment he's not aware of his surroundings. He's looking to clear the ball and he's amped up with the brilliant goal he scored. He's put us 1-0 the lead. He's full of confidence. He's trying an overhead kick clearance in our own box, and Ampadu reads it. He reads what Tell's about to do.
I don't understand what he's doing in that moment.
He's trying to clear the ball. That's what he's doing, and
it's so careless.
It is completely. Ampadu completely reads what he's about to do, and Ampadu knows. Ampadu knows if I get ahead of Tell here, Tell's about to do an overhead kick. If I get ahead of him, he's going to have to give a penalty away.
Put his head proper down low, close to the.
I think Ampadu definitely bought it, but it was a clever piece of play from him because Tell, he kind of decided, while the ball's coming down, I'm doing an overhead kick to clear this, and he put it at risk, and Ampadu completely read it.
To do at that moment in the game in the box, it's just madness. It really is, and look, he's a kid, he's going to learn from it.
Exactly. I don't want to go too harsh on him because it was his brilliant moment that did put us 1-0 up, and we didn't look like scoring before that. We did have moments, I think that we probably looked most dangerous from corners, you would say, and set piece kind of opportunities. Yeah. We were pressing quite aggressively. I thought first half we were quite good without really being great. Whereas, we were ones looked more likely to score.
We were the better team at half time.
And Leeds weren't having anything really in that first half, apart from they should have had a penalty, but it was a minuscule offside by his knee.
Don't forget the bloody Kinski save in the first few minutes.
And there was a Kinski save as well. So
that looked like it was in the back of the net. He clawed it out.
A world-class
Unbelievable
save. So they did have a couple of moments, and we had some moments as well in the first half, which we didn't really take advantage of. We were probably slightly the better team, but Leeds definitely came back into it in that second half. Obviously, we got the goal. Brilliant goal from Tell, 25 yards, smashes it top corner. And then I did feel like, as the game went on, we were getting tired. I was saying to you, we need subs, we're getting tired here. Leeds were getting more and more in control. As we were, I think, in the process of getting some subs ready, obviously Tell gives away that penalty. We then had to make we bring on, Bergvall. I think we did look a bit worse for a little period when we made those subs. Because, Longstaff hits the bar. They were looking so dangerous. There was one point, Nonto was looking dangerous. There was one point where it looked like, oh my God, I'll take a point here. But then I felt Maddison kind of took control a bit of the game. He came on, it was so great to see him.
He was the only one that looked like he had any sort of composure on the ball at that moment in time. You can just see how much more comfortable. I turned around to you during the game, I was like, you could just see how comfortable James Maddison looks on the ball, more comfortable than anyone else on the pitch.
We started panicking. Definitely, a 1-0, the players started panicking massively. They're not comfortable on the ball the best of times. You saw the likes of Paulinho or Danso as well. They were just panicking on the ball, just hoofing it forward, weren't keeping their composure, weren't playing those little passes. Also, I felt like Leeds made a couple of subs and they were fresher as well. So they were getting closer to the ball and they were winning some second duels. And I think it took Maddison to come on for us to get that little bit of composure.
Still didn't create much after we came on, though. That's the thing.
We didn't, but we looked a lot more dangerous.
We did look more dangerous, but we didn't create much. And it's always going to go back to what we've been saying for a lot of the season about the quality of the front line. It's just not providing for us right now. I think Moani had a really poor game. Richarlison had a really poor game. Tell, he had that moment, but I don't think he was great. Apart from that, Gallagher, I don't think he did much in an attacking sense today. So, you look at all the front line, just not much quality at all from any of them.
You look back on the game, there was a massive moment as well where 1-0, Moani pulls it back to Rishi. He has a big chance and he skews it wide. And if it's 2-0 at that point, I think we take all 3 points.
Yeah.
And obviously he misses it. Not long after that, Tell gives away the penalty.
That finish from Richarlison was wild, man. Maybe Moani could have even taken it himself.
Yeah, he cut it back. He tried to, give us the best opportunity to score, and Rishi missed it. It was
a wild finish, and that's why I'm talking about the quality in this.
But
team.
you know what? I think a lot of it is that obviously we know the injury problems we're in, but last week against Villa, we had the game wrapped up by half time 2-0. and then we could control the game. But this week it was very much in the balance going late in the game, and the lack of subs really did hurt us.
No, 100%, because you look at the bench, you don't, at the time, before we made a sub, we were all discussing, just like, we don't know who to take off, because is the people on the bench like going to actually make an impact? We were just praying for James Maddison to come on, and obviously he did. But you kind of looked at that bench for inspiration, and there was not much there. And, you talk about the games that we played against Aston Villa and before that against Wolves, and we won 2 games in a row. This Leeds team are no monks, The fixtures fell for us in the last 2 weeks, but we're playing an informed side today in Leeds United, so they're a very good side.
Yeah, I think a draw was probably a fair result.
Yeah.
The balance of play.
I think that hurts me though, that a draw, because we should have wanted it more today. And I think they were fighting. I think it was just that lack of quality up front. That's what the difference was today.
Look, we scored a great goal, and then a brainless moment has cost us at the end of the day. And then also, I think we just didn't quite have the energy with our subs to give it a second wind. We didn't have the quality in the final third to make the proper substitutions.
We had long sustained kind of periods of control in that game, and we didn't make the most out of it.
You look at even Leeds today, they're being on non-tone. You can see what difference it makes. He's looking dangerous, he's running at people, he's full of energy. We just didn't have that. We know that Moani had to play 90 minutes, and he was looking awful pretty much for the whole game. Matistel comes off, and who comes on? Like Bergvall, he's not a winger. So that's what we're kind of dealing with, and if we're not winning the game with our first 11, it's going to be a big struggle, I think, to go on, and especially getting that second win. Now, I thought Maddison gave us something. What he did was he definitely gave us the ability to keep the ball, get a little bit of composure.
He's got a bit of quality.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what, he was actually linking up really well with Gallagher. Him and Gallagher had a nice synergy. There was a few nice moments, and so that is something I'm looking forward to going forwards. And I don't know if Maddison will start next game, or well, hopefully we see more of him. He only came on the 85th minute, but there was 13 minutes added on, so he ended up playing for 18 minutes or so, maybe even a bit more.
Yeah.
So he was actually on the pitch for quite a while, and I thought he definitely showed what he's been missing. Just you can see when he gets near the ball, he was dropping deep, like on the halfway line, and just giving another option, getting involved. And he wasn't losing the ball. He wasn't losing. He wasn't getting caught. He was allowing us to progress the ball up the pitch.
He's always trying to make an impact. Always trying to move the ball forward. It's good.
And decent set pieces as well. Could he have had a penalty right at the end there?
I don't know. I've seen it again.
50-50, isn't it?
It looks like maybe he gets a little bit on the ball, but maybe I need to see it again in slow motion. I don't really know, but. Yeah, it's just hard to take.
Massive clamour.
It's just so hard to take. Like, we haven't come and won this game because we knew it. We said it, didn't we? Say it just before we kicked off. Everyone's too confident today. I don't like it. And every time this fan base, we're too confident going into the game. Everyone that we asked around us before kickoff was saying 2-1, 3-1, 3-0. It felt like a lot of fans thought we'd won this before the game had kicked off.
It was almost. I just felt like we had safety within our grasp. Like all we had to do was go and grab it today, and we just didn't do it. We let it slip through our fingers. But we did go a point more above West Ham. So if you're looking at positive, they did lose at the end of the day. That goal against Callum Wilson get ruled out actually turns out to be fairly big. Because what that means is, if they do lose now to Newcastle on the weekend, and we get a point at Chelsea, with our goal difference, we are pretty much safe. So it does actually improve our situation, but not as much as it could have if we would have won.
Well, we would have won. We could have put it close to beyond all doubt.
Well, no, if we would have won, it could have been done before we even played.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the most. It's just ridiculous, man.
So we still got work to do.
We had to do the job today. Otherwise, now it's in God's hands, because we go to Chelsea away. We know what usually happens at Chelsea away. Apparently, I've told West Ham got a good record at St James's Park, and Newcastle is not exactly playing well. And West Ham are playing well, so they played well against Arsenal and lost the game yesterday. So I don't know, man.
I'll also put it this way: if we do win that game, regardless of what West Ham do. I know if West Ham win.
But we shouldn't have to be going to Stamford Bridge with this much pressure on our heads. We shouldn't. We should have got the job done today.
We should have, but we didn't. And I think definitely when there's so much on the line, it just feels like a defeat, and it feels like a massive opportunity. Well, it is a massive opportunity missed, but it feels like we could have had safety secured today, and that's not going to happen. But it's easy to forget. It is still in our hands. We can still see that at Stamford Bridge with a win, even a draw, depending on what Newcastle do. So it's still in our favour at the moment. So we've got to look at the positives, and we've got to say, at the moment, Tottenham have to improve their situation this week, and we're still favourites to stay up.
I know. I mean, I get it, and you're right, but I just find it so hard to take the positives because it just really wasn't a good performance. We were expecting that fire that we saw at Aston Villa, and you got it at times. You definitely saw the players cared and they were fighting, but just didn't see it to the same level. And maybe it was due to the opposition of the level of the
yeah, they cared more.
Yeah, exactly. Like Aston Villa, we all said it. We all know. And Leeds, you know, they're a proper team, so we couldn't compete as well as we did against Aston Villa, and that's what makes it so hard. Because you think maybe we turned that corner after Aston Villa, but we needed to win.
Still unbeaten.
Yeah, we are unbeaten, but
in
we
the
need
last
wins.
4 games.
We need wins. You know, draw's not going to cut it.
Might do. West Ham lose.
Yeah,
Might do.
and now might do. But we got
Look, all
game.
eyes on St James's Park. Let's hope Newcastle do us a massive favour. Then it's on to Stamford Bridge, and it's a great opportunity. Securing safety at the bridge could be a great day.
It would be an unbelievable day if we can go to Stamford Bridge and confirm safety. Like all these things that we spoke about earlier on in the season, they're all coming to pass. Like, oh, you're going to be in a relegation battle with West Ham. Oh no, we're not. Of course we're not. Oh, there we are. Oh, you're going to have to want Arsenal to win against West Ham to win the league. To fight against West Ham in a relegation battle. Oh, that's going to happen. And what else have they been saying? They're saying we're going to get relegated at Stamford Bridge. So that can't happen.
Well, we can secure safety at Stamford
Let's
Bridge.
hope that's going to happen.
It turns out that goal being ruled out is actually quite big now.
Let's do it, man. Come on. We got to fight till the end. But it is very demoralising after what we saw on the pitch today. But we keep
Sleep
going.
on it and we go again.
Keep going. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.